Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to NoDQ&A video right here on NoDQ.com as well as the YouTube channel and NoDQ&A videos affiliate ringsidenews.com. Got your questions here from spring.me/Aaron Rift on the eve of Thanksgiving. First one today comes from songwriter John. Hey Aaron, do you think WWE should end the fan voting for what fans want to see like we're seeing almost every week? I really think the voting is fake, like when they had Cyber Sunday. Please answer in video. Have a great Thanksgiving. Thanks. To my knowledge, the voting has always been legit, but WWE has always tried to manipulate fans to vote a certain way. I know there's been times when the voting did not go the way WWE wanted, especially during the Cyber Sunday period. But since that time, WWE has really tried to make it clear what they want fans to vote for. And I think this week was a perfect example. I mean, clearly it was designed for the fans to vote for the Stooges, Mercury, and Noble in the main event. I mean, that was very clear that was the whole intention from WWE, was for fans to vote for that and make that the main event. I'm fine with WWE doing the voting. It's good to be interactive, and why not take advantage of the technology and have the fan voting? I would actually like to see an idea that I came up with back in the day for NoDQ&AV, the video game league. Some of you that watched that back in the day might remember the interactive title. I wouldn't mind seeing a title like that introduced in WWE where the fans get to determine the matches and the stipulations, and it's almost like the fans champion. You have the world champion and then you have the interactive champion where the fans get to determine the match stipulations and the participants and all that stuff. So, I do like the fan interaction. I think WWE should keep doing it. The Cyber Sunday concept just didn't work on pay-per-view, but I think it's a good thing to have it as a regular thing on WWE television. All right, this one comes from Anti-PG Fan. If I was to ask this question a week ago, you would have said no chance in hell. But now, do you think Dolph Ziggler has a shot of winning the Royal Rumble, or at the very least, win the WWE World Championship in 2015? Well, I would never say no chance in hell in WWE, but I think the odds are still very much against Dolph Ziggler winning the Royal Rumble, and I think that maybe he'll be WWE champion one day. It's certainly a possibility, but I think the odds are against it. I think that in 2015, WWE is going to be pushing Roman Reigns as the top star. If anybody's beating Brock Lesnar, besides John Cena, of course, it would be Roman Reigns, not Dolph Ziggler. But anything can happen. Sometimes guys catch fire, and WWE is caught off guard by it. And, they end up going with the guy. I mean, if fans continue to cheer for Dolph Ziggler, who knows? Anything can happen. If fans hijack the show like they did at the Royal Rumble, I mean, it would really take a lot. It would take a series of events, Roman Reigns not being able to return in time, or he got re-injured or something like that. It would really take a lot of things happening for Dolph Ziggler to get a main event push in WWE, in my opinion. He got that big moment at Survivor Series, but I just don't see him being a top star in WWE. I don't think that WWE has any plans for him to be a top star, and if it does happen, it'll be more luck on Ziggler's part than anything else. I mean, he certainly has the talent to get there, but he's going to need some luck, in my opinion, to be in that spot where he's going to be the face of the company, at least for a short period of time. So don't see him winning the Rumble. Maybe one day he'll be WWE champion. Don't know about 2015, but maybe one day, he'll be at the right place at the right time, and he'll have an opportunity to be the champion. All right, this one comes from Kayfabe Candy Ass. Did WWE make a mistake by not having Sting on the Raw after Survivor Series? The Raw crowd was chanting for him, but is it too soon this far from WrestleMania? Well, you definitely want to keep Sting as a special attraction. He should not be on television every single week, and I do think it's best to have him appear every once in a while, similar to the other legends, Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair. And if Sting's going to wrestle WrestleMania, you want to keep him out of the ring even in talking segments, as much as possible. When he shows up, it has to be something special. So you don't want him to be a regular before WrestleMania. But, I was also asked about the idea of him possibly being a general manager of Raw. I got this question here from SVENPAHI12. Hey, I love the show. What do you think about the idea that Sting is going to wrestle Triple H at WrestleMania and then become the permanent GM of Raw and maybe SmackDown? Best wishes to you from Germany. Please answer in one of the next videos. If Sting was to have a regular role on WWE television, which I don't really know if it's necessary to do that, I would definitely not have him in that kind of role until WrestleMania. And then after WrestleMania, depending on how well things go, you could have him as a regular on television. But, Sting's getting up there. He's no spring chicken. And, I'm kind of tired of the whole GM storyline in general with an authority figure, whether it's a heel or a babyface. And, there's other guys you could put in that role, not necessarily Sting. So, you could do it. I think I would be fine with it after WrestleMania. But going back to the other question, I would have him appear once in a great while. And, people do want to hear from him, though. And, it's pretty clear based off the Raw ratings this week that there was some intrigue coming off Survivor Series, but then there was no Sting. So, they could build it up, hype up Sting's first appearance on Raw. Maybe they could pop a rating with that. In the next couple weeks, before the end of the year, I would like to see Sting make an appearance and talk about being in WWE and that his goal will be to have his final match at WrestleMania. They could do something like that. Maybe at the Slammy Awards Raw. Something to plant the seeds for his possible final match at WrestleMania. Well, probable final match at WrestleMania. I mean, I definitely feel that WrestleMania should be his last match. There's always the chance that if things go really well, he could wrestle again. But, I would just like to see Sting go into the Hall of Fame and have a big send-off at WrestleMania. I think that would be really cool. All right, this one comes from JSpin0127. Hey Aaron, do you recall a specific moment when your frustration with WWE hit an all-time high? A moment where you just put your hands up and said, what the hell are they doing? For me, it was Austin's heel turn at WrestleMania 17. Please answer in video. This past Monday on Raw, but, I do agree with you with the Austin heel turn. I mean, that was definitely one of those moments where I was like, what's going on here? Why are you turning, Steve Austin, your most over babyface, into a heel? Why are you aligning him with Vince McMahon, the guy that he was battling for all those years? What good reason would Austin turn heel? I mean, everyone loved him. Nobody wanted to see him turn heel. It wasn't like Hulk Hogan in '96 when the fans were just sick to death of Hulk Hogan and they wanted a change and the timing was right for a Hogan heel turn. With Austin, everyone still loved the guy. And, it made no sense to change the character. And I think Austin himself would admit that was a mistake. I could see why he wanted to do that from a creative standpoint. He felt that, the character had gotten stale and he wanted to change things up. So you can respect that, but in the end, it wasn't a good business decision. And, right after that, you had the whole invasion storyline. To me, it was like one step forward and then two steps back. They would have 1 week of really strong television. They do some kind of awesome angle like DDP appearing for the first time, and then they managed to screw it up. King of the Ring, Undertaker beat the crap out of DDP, and then they had the match on Raw with Booker T and Buff Bagwell that was a complete disaster. And then after that, they had another positive moment when they had ECW invade and they formed the alliance. And then after that, they turned Austin heel again, and then they had DDP and Booker T even buried more. That whole invasion storyline, to me, of all the storylines in WWE over the years, I mean, that was the most frustrating because that really had the most potential. That should have been the biggest storyline of all time. WCW feuding with WWE, these epic super cards and these dream matches. They could have gotten several years out of that. And instead, it fizzled out in 6 months. By the Survivor Series 2001, the invasion was over and WCW was done for good. So to me, they just wasted so many potential money matches and storylines just by one bad decision after another, and just making the WCW guys look completely inferior to the WWE talent. So that'll do it for this edition of No DQ&A video. Thanks as always for watching. Send in your nominations for the 15th annual NoDQ.com Year-End Awards. Go to NoDQ.com for more info on that. Stay tuned to NoDQ.com for the very latest in WWE and TNA. Have a happy and safe Thanksgiving weekend, and I will see you guys next time for more No DQ&A video.